Now don't imagine this, because you've been scrolling for the past 10 minutes and nothing's catching. Not even close, but you are still going. And it's not because you think the next video is gonna be lit, you've already kind of accepted that it won't be.
This one probably won't be to your taste either.
But you're still going because you can't just close the app. Not like this. Not after 10 minutes of nothing. You need to see something good first. Just a funny clip. Anything that gives you a little just so that 10 minutes had a point. And if you don't find it, you don't stop. You just keep going, looking for the thing that makes it okay to stop. This is not a phone addiction thing. We're not talking about that at all. This is not a discipline thing. No, your brain has a rule. And that rule is you can't end on a loss. And this is where it gets a little bit uncomfortable, because that rule isn't just in your phone. Think about the last time that you lost a game. Not quit a game, lost a game. And you immediately played again. Not because you were having fun. You stopped having fun like 2 losses ago, but you just couldn't turn it off while you're down. You cannot just leave it there like this on a loss. Or you send a text, they left you on red, and now you've opened the chat like 3-4 times. Not to do anything, just to look at it. Like something might have changed things the last time you checked 30 seconds ago. These are different situations, but the exact same thing running underneath. You cannot end on a loss. There's actually a name for it. Unfinished things stays active in your brain, yet completed things gets filed away and you move on. But a loss, it just stays open. It will keep running in the back of your mind and your brain won't let you settle until something closes it, which is kind of a problem because nothing really does. Okay, now I need you to think about something that has nothing to do with your phone. Let's say it's the last argument that you've had with someone that you really cared about and it ended badly, weirdly, awkwardly, and it just kind of stopped without being fully resolved. No one talk about it anymore. And then later that night, or like 3 days later in the shower, you're having that argument again, but in your head. And this time you say all the right things, the timing's perfect, everything lands, they get you, and you win. You win the argument. And then you let it run again when you're in your bed falling asleep with a slightly different version and you still win. Now I'm not saying you're the type of person who's dramatic or overthinks. Everyone have that experience. Everyone does that. I do that all the time. Because your brain just can't file that conversation away because you ended on a loss. So it will keep reopening it. It will keep trying different versions looking for the one that ends okay, which never comes. Because the other person's not in your shower or your bed. Now, same thing as scrolling, same thing as gaming, same thing as when you send a text that you know you shouldn't send, but you're gonna send anyways because you just feel like you can't let the last message be theirs. So what is actually happening underneath all of these is that your brain runs on something called loss aversion. Basically, losing something hurts twice as much as gaining something that feels good. So a loss isn't just bad, it's damaging. And your brain doesn't really do well with damages. It doesn't go, okay, got it, moving on. It goes, nah, we need to fix this right here, right now. So it applies pressure, this low kind of relentlessness that feels like you can't just fully settle. You can't put the phone down, you can't go to sleep yet, even though you know you should because you're tired as hell. And the only way your brain knows to release that pressure is to go back in there and get something good back. It doesn't have to be anything big, just one good funny little cat video on a bad scroll session. One decent round where you actually win the game after a losing streak. Or one reply after the silence. Just enough to close that tab. Except here's the part, the tab never really closed. Because the second you get a small win, stopping feels wrong for a completely different reason. It feels like you're leaving right when it started working. Like you're walking away from a good momentum that's about to send you uphill. So if you're losing, you stay to recover. And if you're winning, you stay to ride that wave of momentum. So there's no version on earth where you just kind of stop. And the point is not that you're undisciplined. You're just in a loop that genuinely has no built-in exit. Now zoom out again, one more time, because this goes way further than just screen time or gaming. Think about the last thing that you're stayed in for way too long. A legit situation like a job that's genuinely making you miserable. The job that you keep saying, I just need to get a better place first. I can't just leave like this. Or a friendship that's draining you, but you couldn't just let it end after that last argument because you don't want that to be the last thing. And you're not weak, you're not stupid. You're just doing exactly what your brain's telling you to do to get a better ending. And not to finalize a loss, to go back in there. Some people spend years doing that, just quietly, across jobs, relationships, friendships, basically arranging their whole life around not ending on a loss. The loop doesn't end when you get a good, it just resets. There's always going to be another good video after this one. And that is the whole design. The only way it actually stops is if you are okay to end on a loss. Closing Instagram when nothing really hits. Turn the game off while you're losing. Leaving the conversation where it is, which most people can't do. So they don't. And that's how the loop repeats again tomorrow. You were scrolling before this video and you're probably going back now.